right, hi, this is Brett Rector. I'm a producer on Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. We're here at PAX 2010 checking out the latest build. And as you can see here, this is actually the very first part of our game here where Darth Vader has basically told Starkiller that he's a clone. And he's kind of tasking him to kind of, destroy what he created in the very original Force Unleashed, which was the Rebellion. So see here we have some Rebel troopers. It's basically some Sith training droids that have transformed into these Rebel troopers. And we actually have another vision over there of Juno Eclipse, which is Starkiller's love interest from the first game. And whenever he tries to strike her down, he just can't seem to do it. So this is his first test to see if he's ready to take back the mantle of being Darth Vader's attack dog. As we can see here, we've got a little internal struggle from Starkiller and Juno. As you can see, she's transforming back into the holo droid that she appeared as. And essentially what we're seeing here is, Vader's telling Starkiller that he's not perfect. He may not be that perfect clone that he needs him to be. And Starkiller's just kind of struggling with this information. He doesn't know how to process it. He's essentially been in this holding cell for 13 days without food, water, or contact of any kind. And if he can't, here we go. We have a little flashback from the first game. Vader tells him if you can't be this guy, then you're basically, you're going to be destroyed. So in a fit of rage and anger, we have Starkiller turn on Vader, and now he's kind of making an escape route so he can, and that's where we kind of start off with the game is Starkiller escaping from the planet of Kamino, which you may remember from Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. It's a cloning facility where they made all the clones for the Republic Army. So as we kind of get into our first sequence here, our action sequence, this is our dive mechanic. As you can see, we wanted to get gamers right into the flow of it right away. We want you to feel like a badass Jedi, and we want to feel like this time, you're on the run. So as you can see, Starkiller's you can use Force Push, Force Lightning. He's got a great dash attack. The facility is on a high alert. You've got TIE fighters roaming the skies. You've got troopers taking aim at him, and Starkiller again. He's just trying to get out of here. And we kind of culminate it in this nice little explosion here at the bottom of this dive. So as you can see, we're bringing back technologies from the first game, DMM, digital molecular matter. If you saw right there, the stormtroopers kind of went into euphoria, kind of biomechanical AI. Again, completely destructible environments, just like in the first game. And we're going to progress here to set up kind of like a training tutorial. So essentially what this first level is to keep gamers, reteach gamers like force powers, combat moves, and in a sense, it's Starkiller himself learning how to do these moves all over again. So instead of just sticking you in a room and saying, here, do these moves, why don't we put them into practice? As you can see, Chris is just kind of wreaking havoc here through the environment. Holocrons, you'll pick up a number of those for experience points, health, and also saber crystals to customize your dual sabers, which is another new feature this time around. Because, two's always better than one. And right now we have a little kind of a flash forward sequence, if you will, kind of like this is how you're going to train and kind of learn some of your powers as you go through the game. This is a new power for the Force Unleashed 2 Jedi Mind Trick, which you may be familiar with from the films. Unfortunately, it causes your enemies to reach their demise in sometimes hilarious ways. Sometimes they'll attack one another, and they might, throw themselves into hazardous environmental pieces. We've also got decapitation and delimbing this time around. It's something that the fans were asking for, and it was something that we on the team really wanted to bring to the fans to kind of give you that sense that you are using a lightsaber, you are wielding an actual lightsaber. As you can see, we have some hazardous environmental areas, brand new combos, brand new grips. Do a little air juggle here. This is actually what we call the drill grounds. Again, it's just Starkiller trying to make his way just through a massive amount of enemies. We have new enemies here. That's our Imperial Riot Troopers. They're carrying a staff that's very akin to Grievous's Magna Guard staves from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. And that's another thing I'd like to point out is our enemies this time around, we've kind of gone the less is more approach. And this time around, you're going to have to really find particular tactics to use on certain enemies. So when Chris kind of breaks through this, stormtroopers, you can defeat them in just about any way possible. Force powers, saber strikes, what have you. But as Chris will demonstrate here, if he tries to attack these guys, the staves actually repel his lightsaber attacks until he stuns them with maybe a force push or force lightning. You're just too powerful, Chris. Just too powerful. There we go. Oh, look at it. See, you get him into a stunned state and you can just have your way with him. Other environmental hazards in this one, you see like the guns, they're kind of training on Starkiller, so you gotta be nimble and fleet of foot. You just can't stand in one place or you might get gunned down. But you can also use those environmental aspects to your advantage by kind of trapping troops in your way.